Ladies and gentlemen, meet the future masters of the human race.
The Simpsons isn't just the longest-running animated series in US history. It's more like a crystal ball, foreseeing real-world events before they happen, be it Apple products, presidents, or disasters. While many of these predictions have come true, many wild predictions thankfully never saw the light of day and hopefully never will. Join us as we show you the 20 scary Simpsons predictions we don't want to come true. Number 20. World War III. The Simpsons Season 6 episode Lisa's Wedding contained numerous predictions about the future, many of which, fortunately, have yet to materialize. However, within this array of predictions lies one particularly dangerous one: the haunting idea of World War III. During a particular scene when Lisa's British fiancé Hugh casually mentions that the US saved Britain during World War II, Moe interjects with a sardonic remark, emphasizing that it was Britain that came to the rescue of the United States during World War III. While the notion of another global conflict on the scale of World War I or II appeared implausible a few years ago, the relations between Russia and Western powers have become increasingly strained in recent years. The ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia has exacerbated the situation. Let us hope with every fiber of our being that the Simpsons' grim forecast is spectacularly incorrect. The world cannot afford the untold death and devastation. Number 19. Ivanka 2028. The most famous Simpsons prediction that came true is the Donald Trump presidency, referenced years before it happened in a 2000 episode. However, the show also predicted that Trump's daughter Ivanka would follow in his political footsteps, as hinted in another eerie scene. In a 2016 Halloween episode, Homer is seen wearing a badge that reads Ivanka 2028. It's easy to dismiss as a throwaway gag, but considering the Simpsons' track record, what would happen if Ivanka really ran for the presidency in 2028? Surprisingly, her age in 2028 would be 47 years old, the same age as her father, Donald Trump, when he became president in 2016. On one hand, Ivanka lacks any political experience as of 2023, but her father's populist rise shows that may not be a barrier. She has name recognition and support among his voter base. Perhaps in a volatile post-Trump landscape, Ivanka could campaign on a message of carrying forward her father's legacy. Number 18. Zombie apocalypse. Few horrors are more deeply embedded in our post-apocalyptic nightmares than the zombie, the reanimated dead hungering insatiably for the flesh of the living. And in their annual Fright Fest Treehouse of Horror 20, The Simpsons chillingly predicts these undead ghouls could menace mankind someday soon. In the segment aptly titled, Don't Have a Cow Mankind, Springfield faces a contagion catastrophe when kids eating contaminated crusty burgers transform into brain-craving zombies. Soon the entire town is overrun by lurching cadavers trying to consume any human in sight. Only a desperate evacuation effort and Homer's trusty shotgun save the surviving Springfielders from joining the rampaging hordes. Far-fetched, though it may seem, the scenario touches on real-world fears of viral epidemics, bioterrorism, and animal-borne diseases triggering behavioral pandemics. While genuine zombie viruses remain fictional for now, science continues to uncover parasites that hijack host minds in spine-tingling ways. Let's hope research that seems to echo science fiction steers clear of creating actual screen nightmares. Because while zombie outbreaks are fantasy, the risks posed by unchecked experiments are disconcertingly real. In our rush towards progress, wisdom and caution are survival skills we cannot afford to neglect. Number 17. Return of the Soviet Union. In The Simpsons, Homer often triggers world-changing events completely by mistake. And in the episode Simpson Tide, his habitual bumbling precipitates the return of one of America's greatest historical foes, the Soviet Union. After getting fired from his job, Homer impulsively enlists in the Navy, but he quickly washes out of basic training and is assigned to submarine duty. While goofing around during an exercise, Homer accidentally directs the sub into Russian waters, triggering an international incident. At an emergency UN summit, the Russian ambassador declares, "The Soviet Union is prepared to offer amnesty to your wayward vessel." Shockingly, This reveals that the USSR has apparently been resurrected without the world even noticing. Soon, Soviet troops and tanks are marching through Red Square again. Homer's actions have unwittingly undone the conclusion of the Cold War. It's a chilling example of the butterfly effect in action seemingly inconsequential events can have staggeringly large historical impacts. While the rebirth of the Soviet Union may seem far-fetched today, experts warn it's not completely outside the realm of possibility. Putin's Russia has grown increasingly authoritarian and aggressive against its neighbors. If these trends continue, we could see a return to traditional Soviet policies aimed at expanding Russia's sphere of influence. Number 16. Fate of George Clooney. Could America's favorite silver fox actor tragically meet his demise slipping into quicksand? That's the macabre vision suggested in the Simpsons episode Treehouse of Horror 17. During the opening, Homer offhandedly kills celebrities to use their images freely. George Clooney is shown helplessly sinking into quicksand on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's an absurd yet unsettling concept, made creepier by the preceding deaths of Prince and Neil Armstrong shortly after being mentioned. Hopefully, Clooney's long and acclaimed career won't prematurely end in such a nightmarish manner. Quicksand is more a cartoon cliché than a real-world hazard these days, but The Simpsons has incorporated outlandish jokes into prognostications before, so we can't entirely rule out their satirical soothsaying. Perhaps the show simply picked a random comedic tragedy, or maybe it foresees an unlikely accident befalling the Oscar-winning actor. The only certainty is that no fan wants to see the debonair Clooney's signature charm and talent tragically cut short, so we'd best not hold our breath for this prediction. With any luck, George Clooney will enjoy many more decades of stardom, but a small part of us remains uneasy thanks to The Simpsons' morbid prescience. Number 15. Alien Presidents. Imagine waking up to discover the President of the United States has been secretly replaced by an alien imposter. As outlandish as it sounds, The Simpsons suggests this could be in our future. In the Halloween episode Citizen Kang, extraterrestrials Kang and Kodos abduct and impersonate candidates Bill Clinton and Bob Dole. The show predicts these aliens could rig an election and seize power, intending to enslave humanity from the Oval Office outwards. Luckily, Homer Simpson exposes the ruse just in time to prevent disaster. But could extraterrestrial beings really infiltrate our highest office? The prospect is as thrilling as it is terrifying. And The Simpsons is not alone in proposing the idea. The 1993 film Dave featured a US president replaced by an identical double. Some conspiracy theorists even believe real-life top officials could be aliens in disguise. And who's to say they'd have benevolent intentions? An alien president could be the prelude to a full-scale invasion. While little green presidents remain hypothetical for now, the implications if intelligent life beyond Earth made contact could be world-changing. Would alien visitors come in peace and friendship, or conquest and exploitation? If they inhabit human bodies like in The Simpsons, how could we detect imposters in the halls of power? Until that close encounter occurs, we must take comfort that our leaders are Homo sapiens as far as we know. Number 14. French Fiasco. Few catastrophic events could be more nightmarish than the total annihilation of an American town by nuclear inferno. Yet this unthinkable vision is precisely what befalls Springfield, thanks to an unlikely source, the French military. After Springfield makes one frog leg joke too many, the French retaliate by launching a neutron bomb directly at the city. The devastation is immense. Every Springfield resident is wiped out in an instant, except for ever-invincible Homer Simpson. Homer survives the blast, but awakes to find himself wandering alone in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, the sole remaining citizen of a leveled Springfield. It's a disturbing fictional scenario that highlights the immense devastation and lasting consequences posed by nuclear arms. While a foreign power bombing an American town may seem far-fetched, accidents and close calls with nuclear weapons have happened. And tensions between nations today are alarmingly high. Let's hope cooler heads prevail because nobody wants to see their hometown go the way of Springfield after that fateful frog leg insult. Number 13. Mini black hole. Of all the cosmological terrors imaginable, few rival the black hole. These gravitational abysses bend space-time itself, consuming all matter that strays too close. In the Treehouse of Horror episode Unnormal Activity, a mini black hole appears over Springfield, threatening to swallow the entire